Hey guys, it's me. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I definitely did get some new subscribers between my last video and this one. So thank you. I'm still on the road to 1K, but if you're new, welcome. Take a seat, watch some old videos. If you're returning, I appreciate you as always. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and to share with your friends. I am less than 200 followers, 200 subscribers. I guess you call them followers too, but less than 200 subscribers away for that 1K goal that I have. It is December, so I got about 15 days before, the end of the year. So I am hoping that I get to that 1K. I'm praying, crossing my fingers. Cool. If you haven't already, I would love if you guys tuned into my last two videos. They were a chit chat with my friends, part 1 and 2. So if you haven't already, I will link them up above. I definitely suggest you watch it. Grab some wine, grab some friends, grab some popcorn. They are long videos, but it's definitely worth it, I promise you. I usually don't have hour-long videos, but we just kept talking, and that's honestly how it is with my friends, with specifically that group of friends. We have discussions about different things, different topics all the time. So I appreciate them taking the time out to, record with me. So I definitely want you guys to tune in. So today isn't a story, but it's a review, I guess you could say, or like my impressions on this show. It's called Put a Ring on It. So it's a new show on OWN. It aired maybe like last month or so. So we're in December. So I'm going to say beginning of November, end of October, it started airing. We are like 5-6 episodes in. I think they're getting close to like the end of the show. But that show is really something else. Like, me and a few of my homegirls watched the show, and it's a lot. Like, it really is a lot. So let me just give you guys like a basis of the show. Pretty much, it's 3 couples. So there was one couple, they had to leave. Their name were Mimi and Ulysses. They had to leave because they had like some family issues. But that was the one couple that I actually had hope for, that by the end of the show, Ulysses, which was the guy, would have proposed to Mimi. They had been together for years, like maybe 8 years or 7 years on and off. But they had to leave the show. So there's three couples in general. There's Hollywood and Ashley. There's Shea and Michael. And there's Tamika and Vince. And watching the show, everybody needs to break up. Everyone needs to start over, start new, whatever. So I'm going to go down from, I don't know what I want to say, my most favorite to my least favorite. I'm going to go from most hopeful relationship, that there is a slight chance that they can stay together and make it work, to like, I think they need to officially break up completely. So first couple, Hollywood and Ashley. Now Hollywood, he is an interesting, funny man. I will say that. He cracks me up. He makes jokes. Ashley's really pretty. They make a really nice looking couple. They've been together about 8 years. Hollywood has proposed twice to Ashley, and both times he's the one that stopped them from getting married. Like, for me, that would have been the end of the relationship. First time, maybe I'll stay. Second time, nah, I'm not doing it with you. Like, that's crazy. Like, she bought a dress. She had put a deposit down on a location, a venue, and he just kept getting cold feet. I don't know if I want to do this. Maybe we should see other people. No. That's unacceptable. I realized too, between them arguing, so they argue, they tend to argue a lot. Hollywood's very like, he's pretty confident, low-key borderline cocky, but he looks good. He works out, probably has a good job. I don't remember if they gave like their occupations, but either way, good looking guy, handsome. He is a member of Omega Sci-Fi Fraternity Incorporated, and if you know me, you know how I feel about them in general. Like, yeah, I only have like 5 that I've met that I like, and then after that, everyone else I kind of just know. So either way, that should have been a little red flag for her, because there's Q dogs and there's Omega man, and like, I think he's still in his Q dog phase and he hasn't become an Omega man yet. But that's all the Greek stuff. Ignore all of that. But besides that, he's just very like, so the concept of the show is the couples are supposed to figure out by the end of the show if they want to get married or not. And throughout the show, they go to therapy with this doctor named Dr. Nicole, and she has sessions with them, and she is literally putting them on dates with other people to see if there's a connection that they spark with others, or if they realize like, no, I want to be with who I'm with. So Hollywood has an issue every time Ashley wants to go out on a date. So like they decide at the end of the episode if they want to go on a second date with somebody or if they want to like keep it moving and try to date someone else. So far Hollywood has gone on different dates with women. Like it's been like 5-6 dates and it's just been different women. He keeps saying like, you know, I keep thinking about Ashley, like I don't have a spark with any of these women, they're not her. Cool, that sounds beautiful, sounds flattering. Ashley has been doing the same up until recently. She went on a second date with one of the guys and Hollywood wasn't having it. He's like, well, if you go on a second date, that means you like them, that means you want to be in a relationship with them, you could leave me alone. Whoa, buddy. I could have sworn the purpose of the show, like, I don't know if they knew signing up what the show fully was about, but you already saw that there was a chance that she may go on a second date with somebody else. Like, just because you're not doing it, don't stop her from doing it. That's not fair, because you keep saying, I want her to enjoy the process, experience the process, I want her to embrace it. And when she's actually embracing it, you're pissed off. Now, I feel like there could be a slight chance that they could stay together, but it seems like at the time that Hollywood proposed, Ashley, so Hollywood proposed in front of like family and friends, and Ashley feels like her proposal now is tainted because he's called off the wedding twice. Like, doing that in front of family and friends, like that can be really embarrassing, because it's like, all right, when are y'all gonna get married? And then finding out, you know, he's putting off the wedding is kind of just like, okay, so why y'all still together? And she's mad at herself for staying. I also feel like she resents Hollywood, and I feel like you can forgive somebody, but and I'm not saying forgive and forget, but I feel like she actually hasn't even forgiven him, because there was an argument that they had and he was like, oh, well, what did he say to her? No, she was like, yo, I will never have my father walk me down the aisle, and you don't know how that feels. So it seems like when he proposed, her father was still alive. In the midst of him backing out cold feet, her father must have passed away. I feel like she resents him, and she's going to resent him forever. And that's not fair to either one of them, because he can never fix that. Like, he can't bring your dad back, and you're never going to forget that because he decided to get cold feet, now your father will never see you get married. That's a tough pill to swallow for anybody. So what can he do? He really can't fix that. Like, I feel like there's nothing he can do that she'll be able to get over something like that. And for that, although I like them as a team, as a couple, like they seem to mesh really well, I feel like, you know, they could possibly stay together, but low-key they probably should break up. Next couple. Now, I don't know which couple is worse, honestly. There's two of them that I'm like, the last two couples, I think they should break up also. So I don't even know who to start with. I'm gonna start with Tamika and Vince. So Vince is a photographer. I can't remember what Tamika does. But when Tamika and Vince started dating, Vince still had a lingering relationship in the past. And Tamika found out about it. The girl had DM'd her, showed her text messages like, yes, we're still together, all that stuff. And Vince lied about it. I feel like because that was the beginning of her and Tamika and Vince's relationship. And I feel like because the trust level was already pretty much gone from the beginning, they should have never even got together. And that wasn't the first time he lied about it. The second time he lied about that same situation, he ended up going to Chicago to go see the other girl. Tamika found out from the other girl again. The girl sent like an itinerary, like, yes, he's here with me and family. Family? If that's such a situation, and Vince was saying like, oh, well, you know, that was an old situation, it was a lingering situation, I'm telling you this is what it is and you don't want to believe me. How can I believe you when Shorty's showing me proof? Like, there's receipts. And that's not what you told me. He told her that he was going on a trip, a business trip for work. That's why he went to Chicago. But no, you went to go see somebody. From then, Tamika should have been like, you know what? You're great. You know, I find you attractive. But, like, this ain't gonna work, buddy. And it's cool. It's cool. I don't want to get too deep. But they're in deep because they're almost, 3 years into this relationship. And she keeps bringing that back. My theory on situations like that, if you're going to keep reminding your significant other of something that they've done, but you claim that you forgive them, you haven't actually forgiving them. Because if you legit keep bringing that up, how are they supposed to fix it if they already did it? They did it. It was the mistake. How much longer is he going to be able to prove that you can trust him before you actually trust him, or just decide, honestly, I probably will never be able to trust you the way you want me to. Maybe we should go our separate ways. They had to go on dates, and like Tamika, Vince's date came to the, apartment, And Tamika started crying. Now it's just like, girl, don't be out here letting competition see you sweat. Like, what's wrong with you? It was one date, sis. Like, why are you crying? Like, why are you crying? And then she keeps mentioning, my parents have been together for 40 years. And I'm like, you're modeling. You're like, it's great to have something to look up to. But Vince isn't your dad. So, like, what your dad does for your mom is not what Vince is probably going to do for you, because he's a different man. And granted, you may not even know what your father did to your mom, or if your mom did something to your dad too. Yes, they stayed married, but doesn't mean that they had the perfect relationship. You saw what they let you see. So I just don't understand like what she's expecting, but they need to break up. Like, now I think she needs to just let it go. Like, you know what? You were great. This was a good time, but I can't trust you and I never will. And Vince has a tendency to like kind of blame Tamika, like, oh, well, you know, the girl hit you up, but I'm telling you what it was, so why can't you believe me? Bro, like, she's showing me text messages and DMs and itineraries. You can't show me nothing. All you can say is, no, that wasn't the case. Like, that was, I broke up with her. She was just still around. Clearly, there's something a little more than that. There are crazy exes. I'm not saying that, but your story, buddy, the math ain't mathin'. Pretty much. That's literally what it is there. Now, I think this is probably my least favorite couple. And not individually, yeah, I don't really like the woman. What she's displaying on national television, I can't deal with. But it's Michael and Shea. And Michael and Shea have been together for about 2.5 years officially, but they've known each other for 6 years. Apparently, Michael said Shea ghosted him not once, but twice. And Shea didn't realize how much that bothered Michael. And she's like, oh my God, that still bothered you? Like, it's kind of just like, I mean, you didn't show you cared about him in the beginning. And now he's a very nonchalant type of guy. Like, she was getting ready for the date and he was like, all right, cool, have fun, see you later, you know, enjoy. Really calm, whatever. I don't even want to say it was confident, but it was just like, I'm not showing you my emotions because there's no point. Like, I'm not literally, and Shea does things so that Michael can react. And that's annoying. Like, you want an emotion so much out of him that you will do whatever it is to get one. And me personally, I don't got the time for it. I'm not doing it. So Michael has a son. I think he's 12. And Michael said that, you know, when his son starts school, he wants him to come live with them. Shay's not with it. She's like, I mean, so we're going to have an extra plate at the dinner table and we won't be able to go out as much as we used to. And, you know, vacations might have to like stop because of your son. Like, I don't want that to change. You knew he had a son from the 6 years you've met him. You had to know that when you were dating him, the son was part of the deal. You want a deadbeat daddy, sis? Is that what you want? You want someone who doesn't want to take care of their kid? Because there's a lot of them out there. You can find that. But this man is literally telling you, like, I want my son to live with me. I feel like he needs his dad in these important parts of his life, these important years of his life. And you're just like, I don't know. I'm not. It's a deal breaker for me. I hear deal breaker, that's ultimatum. If he lives with you, we're breaking up. And that's clearly what she's saying. And for him, he's like, I hope you know, if I have to choose between you and my son, I'm choosing my son always. Like, my son comes before me. And she's just confused. She's like, oh, I don't know what it's like to have love for a child because I don't have children and he's not my child. Do you have siblings? Do you have cousins? Do you have nieces? Do you have nephews? Do you see the little children on the commercials that be needing food? Like, nothing in your heart says, wow, oh my God. Nothing? I don't get it. Like, the therapist had to ask her, you know, you want to get married and you're pushing, like, at the end of this, like, if he does not propose, like, you're done. Do you know that when you married him, you're marrying him and his son? And she was like, oh, bitch, what? What do you mean, oh? Ma'am, that's his flesh and blood, okay? I need you to understand that. She literally, like, stresses me out so much. So much. Like, it was ridiculous. And Michael's been going out on dates with this one girl. I actually hope they get together. Like, I hope he leaves Shea. I hope he watches the show and, well, I hope he leaves Shea before the show ends. But I hope he watches it while it's airing now and been like, yo, I'm so glad I'm not with her. I don't know what's going to happen at the end, but I'm praying that they are not together. Well, not praying. That's extreme to say. But I hope they don't, like, end up together, honestly. I don't think they're a good match. And it's fine if you don't want to date someone with kids. And it's fine that you don't want to have kids. But that person already has the kid. So the kid comes with them. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? That kid can't disappear. It's not Casper. It's not a ghost. It's not poof, be gone. No, that's not it. So what are you going to do, sis? I don't understand. Like, she really pisses me off. And I hope the mother of that child is watching this and is like, I don't want my son around that. So you're going to have to figure it out. Oh, also Shea was like, oh, you know, when the son comes to visit, they can go and get like an Airbnb somewhere. And, you know, they can go do their own thing. And if I decide to join, then I'll join. I was baffled that Shorty said this on national television. Like, truly baffled. What do you mean they can get an Airbnb? If we live together, your house, your apartment is my apartment because we live together. We cohabitate. That means my son is visiting. He's staying in that apartment. Why am I going to go get an Airbnb? Like, what? Are you dumb? Is it crack? I think that crack has been on sale for 2020. I'm convinced, because the things people have been doing and saying, I don't understand. But I hope that Michael has been dating this girl named Whitney on the show. They've been on like 4 or 5 dates already. I'm hoping that, you know, he breaks it off with Shea and just decides like, I'm going to be with Whitney. That's what I'm really hoping for. Because Shea, I'm not going to say she don't deserve love. And I'm not going to say she doesn't deserve a good man. But she needs a man that can fit what she wants. And something that she wants is a man with no children or who doesn't want kids. And that's it. And if that's the case, hey, to each his own. But you're dating someone who has a child. So what do you want them to do? Like, they're not choosing you over their kid. He's made it apparent that he's not doing that. I'm not saying people don't do it, because I've heard stories. But he's making it apparent that he's not choosing you over his kid. So figure it out, sis. Figure it out. Because you want that ring so bad, but the way you're talking, you clearly don't. Anyways, I hope you guys watch it. There's like some episodes left. I feel like there's maybe about like 4 or 5 episodes left. I'm not sure. But I think it's a really good show. I'm enjoying it. And I think you guys should watch it too. Anyways, thank you for joining me. I appreciate y'all as always. And see y'all soon. Bye.